Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a bit of a different video from me, and I'm going to be talking about periods because it's completely normal, and I'm going to be sharing some of my favourite things that kind of help me get through that time of the month. So if you want to hear a little bit more, then keep watching. So I've actually been really excited to do this video because I feel like, at least from when I started getting periods, the world has completely changed. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to completely normalise it, and it's actually bloody empowering too. I don't know if I meant bloody, maybe it wasn't pun intended, but we're going to run with it. Now, this video is actually a brand collaboration with Wooker, and I have been so excited to try these. I've been testing them out and I absolutely love them, and when it came to doing a video to showcase them properly, I thought this would be the best kind of way to do it, so I can talk about them and then talk about other things that help me when it's my time of the month. Obviously, if this video isn't for you or you're uncomfortable talking about periods, then like feel free to click away now. But for those of you that, you know, want to share your tips and tricks or want to see what I do when I'm on and, you know, I'm dealing with bloat and cramps and all of that, then you might enjoy it. So first up, let's go into Wooker, because it's always nice to know about the brand behind the products that you're using. So they were founded in 2017 and they were actually the UK's first ever period pant brand, and they are a women-led company, and Wooker actually stands for wake up and kick ass, because the idea is that nothing should hold you back. Like when you're on your period, these are designed to help you achieve and keep going and do all the things that you want to do without feeling held back, because you can feel a bit gross at that time of the month, can't you? So that is the company, and then these are the pants that I have here. So I have the Wooker Ultimate, and these are really cute actually. I quite like the branding across the top. They're like white and reverse on the inside. There's a little bit of mesh here that is a little bit different, and then these are the heavier duty ones, shall we say. They are really comfortable, and these are the most popular ones on the website as well. And then I also have the Wooker Perform, and these are seamless, so if you want to wear a pant, maybe you're wearing like work trousers or a dress that's quite form-fitting and you don't really like want any like panty lines as they call them, then these are probably a really good one for you as well. And again, they are both so comfy. What I really like about both of them is that at the time of the month, normally I get, well, I mean, who doesn't? I get very bloated, and I feel like they kind of keep that whole area like supported and together, and it just feels nicer. Now, you can obviously get different sizes to suit your size, that's a given. It's not one size fits all. You can find the perfect size for you and the perfect style for you. And then there are also different flows, so there's heavy, medium, and light. I tend to feel like I still fit into the heavy category. I've always had quite heavy periods. It just, you know, it's part of who I am. But these are fantastic. Now, obviously, when I first tried them out, you're always a bit wary when you try something new. I mean, when I've tried other things in the past, like the cup, I was checking it every few minutes to make sure that I wasn't leaking everywhere. And, you know, that didn't really work for me in the end because I was leaking, but we won't go into that. But with these, I put them on and they are so comfortable. Now, everybody knows, generally speaking, the most comfortable thing that you can wear when you're on your period is like a pad, in terms of not having to insert anything. So if that's something that is uncomfortable for you or it bothers you in any way, then obviously you would tend to gravitate towards a pad. Now, I don't know about you, but personally speaking, pads, they start like this. So you put them in your underwear, and then the minute you put them on, they do this. They squish themselves up, and it's like they're contortionists and they don't want to lie flat, and you're always like having to like kind of rearrange them or like flatten them out again when you go to the loo, and they just drive me bonkers. So I will only normally wear those in the evening and then at night, and then obviously I would wear like a tampon during the day because I don't have any issues with them. But again, like I always find that like my cramps are more intense when I wear a tampon for some reason, whereas these, I put them on and I literally didn't have to think about it. Now, according to the Wicker website, these can be worn up to 8 hours straight. However, I have worn them overnight with absolutely zero problems. I've not had any leaks, I've not had any like discomfort, I've not felt wet or damp or dirty or anything like that, and they just work so well. I've exercised in them, I have like gone on dog walks with them, I've sat and watched telly with them on, I've worked with them on, and they're just so comfortable. I would say personally, you would probably benefit from having 2 pairs. They last up to 2 years, and then you can recycle them at your local like recycling centre, obviously if you wash them and they're clean, and then they will probably need replacing. But they are vegan, they're sustainable, they last a lot longer. You don't have to keep buying things and adding them to landfill and things like that. These, that I'm just a convert, I'm sure you can probably tell. I'm so glad that I've got them, and they've just transformed the way I feel when I'm on, because I feel like there's less mess, there's less like faffing around or having to worry about changing too often. Like, I can put them on and then kind of get on with my day, and that is all I want when I'm on, because I hate that, oh, I feel like I'm gonna leak, I'm gonna have to go to the toilet and change. Like, I hate that sensation and that feeling, and you're always really hyper aware that like, oh, what if you do leak and you're wearing like lighter coloured clothing on the bottom that day or something. So these are without a doubt just absolutely fantastic. In terms of like hygiene and washing them, the recommended guidance on the Wicker website is that you like rinse them through after use, and then you stick them on a dark wash. You can put them in with other clothes, and I already cloth wipe, so I'm used to putting all sorts in my washing machine. That doesn't faze me whatsoever. And then the only guidance is that you don't pop them in the tumble dryer. If you mistakenly put them in there, it shouldn't damage them too much if it's just a one-off, but it can affect the absorbency properties. So ideally stick them on your radiator or your airer, or peg them out, and they dry really quickly because of the fabric as well. Definitely don't worry about smells and things like that, because you need to think about it this way. Have you ever walked down the street and known that a woman is on her period? Like, you can't sniff it out, you don't know the signs unless a woman confides in you. I do a lot of washing anyway because I've got 3 kids, so I find 2 pairs is plenty enough for me, and I've always got them in there, and I never need to worry about like, oh, come on my period, and then check my cupboard and then realise that I've run out of tampons. Like, they're in my drawer and they're ready to go, and they're fantastic. Wicker also sell other things as well, including this. They very kindly sent this along with my period pants, and this is essentially a giant water bottle that you can wrap around your tummy, and it has these straps here, so it's adjustable, so it will fit around you like any size or shape, and it just hugs your stomach in the right place, which I always get like really intense cramps on the first couple of days, and then it tends to die down and I don't need to worry about it. But this, it's just like the stuff of dreams. You know, when you think of like Dragon's Den, and if you can think of an invention, this is kind of one of the things that you'd need as a woman, I think. But they're fantastic. Like, you can remove this and it's like you can wipe it down and clean it and stuff, and I just think it's a fab little addition. But hopefully that tells you enough information about these. If you do want to know anything else, ask me a question in the comments down below and I will try my best to answer. So now I've talked about what I wear when I'm on my period, it's now on to other things that help me, and the next thing that I want to talk about are like vitamins and supplements and things like that. Now, the biggest influence in my life when it comes to taking vitamins is actually Mark, my other half, because he's just like, he's always been on it. He's great with the kids and making sure that they take them every day, and it's something that's really important to him, and he's done quite a lot of research into it. So 2 things that I wanted to mention. If you follow me on Instagram or if you've seen other videos of mine, you'll know that I take these every day anyway, and these are both things that I purchased myself. The first one being Agnus castus, and it says on the little tub here, it's a traditional herbal medicinal product used to help relieve premenstrual symptoms such as irritability, mood swings, breast tenderness, bloating and menstrual cramps based on traditional use only. So I take one of these every single day. You can take up to 2, that is up to you. I started with 1 because it was something that was new to me and I just wanted to see if it agreed with my body. This was actually recommended to me by a friend of mine who actually is like, she works in midwifery, so I took her advice as like something I really valued because I felt like she knew what she was talking about, and I've never looked back since. I've had so many like tubs of this now. It's really really helped me with my mood. I was really struggling with low mood. I'd taken vitamin B6 and B12 and hadn't really had the same effect, whereas this had done wonders for me. So I know I've shared this before, but given that this is a very like menstrual cycle related video, I thought I would share this again for anyone that stumbled across this video and it might benefit them. Another thing that I have been taking now are these. Now these were on a recommendation from Mark. These are vital like vitamins basically, and I've been taking these for quite a while now, and I'm going to stick with them because I do feel like I notice a difference compared to before I started taking them, and I really am trying to get into a place where I look after my body as I get older, and I like recognize the signs, and I'm keeping an eye out for myself and staying active and staying healthy, because the older you get, the more you really do realise that life is so short, and I want to like care for myself. And self-care now, it's not just about, you know, doing nice things that I enjoy, like a bubble bath or reading a book. Don't get me wrong, I love those things, but also about like treating my body with respect, and that is part of it. So I thought I would mention those as well. Now that kind of leads on to my next topic, which is exercise. Now if you'd have asked me a few years back, like if I fancied doing a workout when I was on my period, I would probably have laughed in your face, to be honest, because that was never really something that I wanted to do. But as the years have progressed, again, I'm more into looking after my body. I have not got a perfect figure by any means. I wouldn't even say that I'm athletic, but I am really determined to like get my health and fitness up, especially this year. It's been something that I've been actively doing since like the new year began, and it's going really well for me. But I am trying to do at least some form of exercise every single day that gets my heart rate up, and ideally I'm aiming for like half an hour, and that can be so many different things. Like I shared recently that I got myself an Apple Watch, and that's been helping me loads because I've been doing workouts on the Apple Fitness app. There are also step workouts that you can do that you can access on YouTube. I will leave a few of my favourite workouts down below in the comments so you can see the kind of thing that I enjoy doing. And even on the slower days, like where I'm really busy today, I have at least work to do. It's a Sunday, but later on we're going to go on a really big dog walk, and I'm looking forward to that because that will get my body moving. It's not something that I did like enough of at all prior to getting Merlin or puppy, and now I'm trying to stay active every day. I'm trying to hit 10,000 steps every day, and it really does help with that time of the month as well, because I was on recently. I've been reviewing these pants for a while because I wanted to make sure that I could give you like an honest account and a proper experience, and it was my time of the month last week, and I still worked out every day, and it does help with cramps, and it does help with my mood, because those endorphins afterwards, they are more addictive than chocolate, let me tell you. It makes me feel so much better, and it also like helps me physically as well. Like I just feel like I'm dealing with the bloat because it's helping me sweat and get rid of extra water retention, which is very common for me. So definitely, if you can push yourself, even if it's just a walk, it will do wonders for you when you're on. At least it does for me anyway. Now the next thing that I want to talk about is actually an app, and I've shared this a few times. This is the Maya app. I will try and leave a screen recording on screen so you can see it a little bit better, but this is an app. I've tried so many. I've had a couple of others called Clue before. There's a few, so again I will link them down below so you can find one that is better for you. I like Maya because I feel like it's a little bit more sensitive, and what I quite enjoy about it as well is that it's not too geared towards fertility, because I don't want any more babies. I'm done. I've got 3. I cannot have any more, and that's my, you know, that's my number, and I'm sticking to it. But some of these apps sometimes can be quite focused on like, oh, you're about to, you know, be really fertile, go and have sex, woo. Which, like, don't get me wrong, that's a great pastime and a great goal to have, but this one is a bit more about you personally, and every single day it will give you a hint. So like I'm coming up to like possibly maybe fertile, I'm coming up to that stage now in my cycle. It will give you predicted symptoms, so like increased cervical mucus, like the type of cervical mucus you might have, like you might have bloating, you might have enlarged breasts, you might have like breakouts, and this has done wonders for me in reconnecting with my body and reminding myself that I'm not going insane. And what I mean by that is that there are times of the month, and every woman will relate, where you have like, when it's the week before your period, for example, that is when I turn into a monster. I am irritable, I am grumpy, I am stressed, I get down, I eat everything, and I get to a point where I just feel gross about myself, and my skin starts to break out, and then I will literally, and it happens every month, and this is what's so funny, I will be like, what is wrong with me? I'm going insane, like I'm turning into an actual monster, what is wrong with me? And I think that apps like this just give you a little bit more power back in the situation, and you can help to rationalise what's happening to your body a bit, because I've had moments like in the past where I have felt pretty much despair over how I'm feeling, and I'm so confused and I feel like so disorientated, and then now I feel like I can check my app and I'm like, okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. You haven't just gained a load of weight and you're not disgusting, Charlotte. It's your hormones and it's all going to get better soon. And you know, as your cycle progresses, you start getting back to that better state where your skin clears up again and the bloat goes and the water retention goes and your boobs aren't sore anymore, and you know, suddenly like you feel a little bit like sexy again and a bit like more like you. And oh my gosh, I lived for those 2 weeks. I live for them. I'm in that stage at the moment, which might be why I'm a little bit more like perky and happy than normal. But yeah, this is a game changer. So if you don't like have an app on your phone at the moment, definitely download one and make an effort to keep updating it. Mark your symptoms. I do that all the time, so I'll mark like my emotional state, my physical symptoms. I will let the app know when I'm actually on my period. It will let me know how like long my cycles are, and it will make predictions for me the more and more I use it, and it's fantastic, so I really recommend that. The next point that I want to touch on is skincare, because I've already mentioned like my skin goes haywire when I'm on my period. I will normally get breakouts. They will be here across this part of my face, or like really uncomfortable kind of like cystic acne. And generally speaking, like my skin at the moment is like, I have texture, I have pores, and I get the random spot, don't get me wrong, but generally speaking my skin is in a really good condition. And while you cannot control the hormones in your body, and you can't prevent hormonal breakouts, unfortunately, and you can at least use skincare that keeps your skin in really good condition throughout your whole cycle, and also helps to clear up those breakouts once they've erupted on your face. So 2 things that I have actually been really loving, I'm obsessed with these, are the CeraVe face wash and moisturizer. Now if you would like to see a full skincare routine, let me know in the comments down below and I will do one, because I'm really passionate about these. My skin is in some of the best condition that it's been in years. Like, I feel like it's so much better than it used to be. So these have done wonders, so I thought I would share them in case like you are struggling with your skin at the moment, because that was me. Well, it's been me for years, but particularly I would say like towards the end of the summer last year, my skin was just not in a good place, and these have done wonders. So I always take my makeup off, I always wash my face like morning and night, and really am into my like cleansing and moisturising, and I could definitely recommend them. So the final point that I have is like an obvious one, but I think we're all pretty bad at it as women sometimes. It is being kind to ourselves when we're on, because when you go through all of that change in your body, and obviously some people don't struggle with their periods too much at all, but I am one of those people that I just feel really overwhelmed by it. I feel rubbish. It really does put a dampener on my like month sometimes. But find these things. Your things might look completely different to mine, but if your thing is making sure you have a really nice bubble bath when you're on, and it just like soothes your tummy and makes you feel a little bit better and a bit cleaner, because sometimes you can feel a bit gross, or maybe it is taking time out and like chatting to a friend, or it is eating your favorite like foods, because we all have like period snacks and period foods. I think I do anyway. I always want all the sugar and all the cheese and all the carbs. I mean, I generally want all of those things anyway, but when I am due on, that is like all I can think about. I'm like obsessed. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up, don't make yourself feel disgusting. If you need to indulge in something because it's making you feel better, then do it, but also make sure that you are like kind to you and your body. Go easy on yourself, make sure you look out for the signs, make sure you talk to people when you're feeling low, because oh my gosh, it's needed. And just also don't be afraid to talk about it with people as well. Don't feel like ashamed. It's so normal. It is so normal. And I think there's absolutely no shame in taking back like control over it and like trying to find a way to make it work better for you. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you would like any other videos like this in terms of like routines or like how I'm looking after myself or things that help me, then let me know. Like give me some suggestions. I would love to hear them. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you also to Wooker for working with me in this video, because I am so glad that I've got to try them. They're going to be like a staple for me now, and I feel very lucky to have had this opportunity. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will hopefully see you all very, very soon. Bye.